Now, a question that is often asked when a company is very publicly going woke, a company like Ben and Jerry's. The question is, how much of it do they really believe? Is this done entirely cynically? Is it just for ESG and access to all of that BlackRock investment money, which does matter? And as we can see here, Ben and Jerry's has quite a good ESG ranking, 87 out of 100. That's high. Not that it makes them actually any more of a, say, moral company than anybody else, as we know, a tobacco company, Philip Morris, who makes Marlboro, has a higher ESG rating than Tesla, which makes electric cars. That don't make a lick of sense, does it? Makes you wonder if the whole thing isn't just a big sham to force woke ideology down everybody's throats. But with Ben and Jerry's, I think they're one of those companies that actually is run by woke lunatics. I think they really mean it. And they have a long history of going above and beyond for wokeness. I mean, here's their Change the World, I guess that's supposed to be clever, Colin Kaepernick ice cream. Because why not be associated with literally the dumbest communist on the planet? You know, the guy who thinks that playing in the NFL is the same as slavery. Okay. Oh, here's another big virtue signal. Ben & Jerry's will end sales of our ice cream in the occupied Palestinian territory. And of course, anything to do with Israel is incredibly complicated with thousands of years of history. And one might wonder if it might be out of the wheelhouse of mass producers of frozen sludge. Oh, this one was nice. Ben & Jerry's releases Change is Brewing flavor with Representative Cori Bush. Says woke ice cream maker Ben & Jerry's has unveiled a new flavor whose proceeds will partly go to support lefty Representative Cori Bush's $10 billion anti-police bill that seeks to defund cops and replace them with social workers in certain incidents. So in other words, it tastes like dead social workers. And of course, we have the classic, simply resist. And because they're woke, we can only assume that they mean resist common sense. And of course, they're at it again because it never ends. The revolution can never end. Even if you're a corporation that sells frozen sludge that will inevitably be destroyed by said revolution. And it says, the United States was founded on stolen indigenous land. This 4th of July, let's commit to returning it. Well, you know, there's one thing that they could do, one very obvious thing that they could do right now. Well, they're headquartered in South Burlington, Vermont, in the United States. They could donate that to an indigenous group, and then I'm sure lease it back at a very generous price, I'm sure. So I would say, Ben & Jerry's, do that. I mean, if they meant what they said, they would do that. Why are they waiting for anybody else? Why aren't they setting a good example? And I don't think they're not doing it because they're not woke. I think they definitely are woke. I think the people running that company are definitely woke. It's just that to be woke, you need to still reserve like 1% of reality, of just common sense in your brain somewhere hidden at the back. But you still need at least that 1% of reality to keep you functioning in the world. But again, it doesn't stop them from saying incredibly stupid things. See, it says here that Ben & Jerry's, which opposes Israel's sovereignty, suggested the U.S. start by giving back Mount Rushmore in South Dakota's Black Hills. Notably, they did not start with Vermont, where the Algonquin-speaking Abenaki lived as part of the Wabanaki Confederacy. So I guess they know who to call. Just kind of feels like they're probably not going to. Let's see, the ice cream company tells us that the indigenous-led land back movement is all about restoring the rights and freedoms of indigenous people. It's about dismantling, here we go, white supremacy and systems of oppression, and ensuring that indigenous people can again govern the land their communities called home for thousands of years. Then give your land back. Just do it. Do it right now. Look, this isn't the pre-Columbian world anymore. It's not. History is written. It is what it is. You can't just simply give back all of the... What does that even mean exactly? What does decolonization mean? Does that mean that we just pick up everything and go back to Europe, all the people of European descent? And does that mean all of the hospitals and the gas stations and the corner stores, just everything? No, I'm sorry. We have a modern technological civilization, and just completely burning down the foundations of it makes absolutely no sense. In fact, it's suicidal. And that's suicidal for all the people here, right? Everybody living in North America needs to have a functioning civilization. Everyone does. I mean, all of this is just the rantings of an angsty teenager. That's it. An angsty teenager who has no life experience and has not thought through any of it. In fact, when you put it that way, maybe when Justin Trudeau was kicked out of office, he could run Ben and Jerry's. He'd be perfect. But of course, the internet had something to say about this. Libby Emmons said, absolutely not. This is absolutely stupid and pandering nonsense. And I think that is just self-evidently so. Ashley St. Clair said, you stole the milk from cows to make your ice cream. Checkmate. Yeah, I'm sure they blocked her immediately after this comment. Here's from Rita Panahi. Just here for the ratio, you commie scroats. How about from 5 times August? Sounds like it's time for Ben and Jerry's to donate 100% of their profits to Indigenous people. Alex says, you're literally ice cream. And that does highlight the absurdity of all of this, doesn't it? Yes, this is the modern world. This is the absurdity of the modern world. Giant ice cream companies determined to destroy not only themselves, but the very civilization in which they exist. And all over childish sentiments that would be embarrassing in a high school yearbook. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.